Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm doing something a little bit different than the last few videos. I'm going to do um, a video trying at least to beat Aurelion Sol with every character in Path of Champions. So this is going to be my attempt with Varus. Uh, my Varus is up to 18. I've beaten everything else with him. So we do have quite a bit of uh, upgrades to the deck and multiple levels of the star power, but I don't have the third one. Maybe that'll be a weakness, maybe not. Full disclosure, the reason I don't have the fourth one is that the battle pass gives a bunch of the shards, so I don't want to spend shards until I kind of have all of the shards from the battle pass. So, which I'm close, but I don't have it. But I do want to try fighting Aurelion Sol. So let's do it with Varus. So his powers are first have one extra starting mana. This is all the 2-star second star powers have this plus 1 starting mana, and then round start reduce the cost of a spell in your deck by 1. So in your deck, not in your hand, and then create a fleeting copy of that spell in your hand. So it'll have that -1 discount, and the discount is permanent. So if you copy it again, say you copy a 4-mana spell, the first time it'll be 3, then it'll be 2, then it'll be 1, etc. Until you draw it, and then it's no longer a legal choice. His other ability, his 1-star power, is the first time each round you target an ally with a single target spell, copy it on your strongest ally. This power is what takes his deck specifically from, like, kind of weak, to be honest, to absolutely absurd. And it's because you're going to get copies of this card. In fact, the deck only has 2 spells to copy at the beginning of the game. One is Momentous Choice. Give an ally +1/+0 or O+1. If it copies it, it's free. So you suddenly are getting free spells that copy, and you can either do +2/+0 or +O+2. Not that great, but if you've equipped an ally this game, then you do another copy. That means it plays 4 times. With Varus, you need to target allies 7 times to flip him, and what he comes with is an equipment. So then the only way, in fact, in the deck to turn on that second part of Momentous Choice is when you play a spell or equip an ally, give me +1/+0, max +5 power. And when he evolves, it doubles the ability of the bow. So every Momentous Choice you cast with Varus out is at first +4 power on its own, and then later, or once he's flipped, it's +8 power on its own. Varus hits like a freaking truck at that point. Uh, a lot of games with the Varus deck feel like they go, you play Varus, or you kind of like stall until you play Varus. You're trying to just make sure you target things so you can get some of them targeted. And then you play Varus and you attack for most or all of their life. It's very amusing once you have the second star power. For items, I'm bringing, maybe if I can see it, I'm bringing the Bounty Hunter's Renowned. I have +1/+1 for every 200 gold you have. And when I'm summoned, refill your spell mana, which is the Lost Chapter. This I really like. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to swap it when I unlock the second Relic slot soon. Just because I want to be able to play Varus as soon as possible, because all of the spells in the deck care about equipping somehow. In fact, the 4-mana one is a cultist spell. Let me pull it up. Furious Wielder, an equipped ally strikes an enemy. You literally can't cast this card until you play Varus, so you really want to get Varus into play. And then if you have Lost Chapter, you refill the spell mana, and then you can cast a copy of Furious... I forget the name of this card always. Furious Wielder. I want to do that as soon as possible, especially now that it's got +3/+3 on it. But it's not even legal to cast until then, so... With that, we're going to try and beat Aurelion Sol. I've done it only once so far with Annie, and I haven't gone back because I've been doing other things in the game mode. But it's time to fight Aurelion Sol again. If you don't know, Aurelion Sol's, like, shtick is this level is difficult. They have a lot of difficult powers. When the foe summons a champion or levels up, double its stats. That's true for every single mission in this. Note that it summons a champion or levels up. So if they play a champion which immediately evolves, it will be 4 times larger than what the card was when they played it, which is terrifying. And then each of these rounds, they're also going to have whatever their kind of regular power is, and they're all legal bosses in in Path of Champions, on top of a legendary power. So in this case, our first opponent is Ashe, who will be frostbiting our strongest unit every turn. Great. And they have Unyielding Determination, which is a Tryndamere-like power where the first time that they die, instead they heal back to 30, and all of their allies get +1/+1. This mode, y'all. This mode is a lot. I like this on Varus. It's not that critical because you don't care that much about equipping other things. Although it does target, which is nice. Part of me wants to play scared and just take stun the strongest enemy because their champions can become out of control. And I think I'm going to do that, especially again knowing that it's Ashe first. I think Ashe could really easily just kick my ass, to be honest. I don't think that this is going to be an easy first level. I don't know that I've ever seen Ashe. Oh no, that's not true. I actually have seen Ashe first once when I played Annie. I've seen a couple other people try and play against Aurelion Sol too, and he's always terrifying. This hand is fine. We go 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, which is, most everything I want. The only thing we have going for us is that they, if I remember right, they only start with 1 mana. The match, I think that I'm guessing that they tried it at 2 and it was too difficult. Because I remember struggling a little bit against this level with Annie. Although Annie isn't as effective because she can still attack pretty nicely. Let's see, we copied this and it was just kind of dead. We want the other one. Ugh, we got Furious Welder again. That's fine. Furious Wielder. Furious Welder, like they're going to do some serious... Oh, no wonder we have a Momentous Choice in hand. Too bad. Much lower chance we're going to play that then. We're going to get to attack next turn, so I'm going to play this thing. Attack, grow my power to that of the strongest equipped ally this round. Which Varus tends to be pretty gosh darn big. So we're going to play Varus.
There is so much power in us.
There's so much power in you.
Fresh tracks.
They're going to shoot it for 1 for some reason, because they're like big Rudes or something. I'm going to play this first, and I'm going to get rid of this blocker. Because I want to play this on this... It doesn't really matter. Well, no, it does actually matter quite a bit. I want to play this with give an ally +1/+0, and you're about to see the absurdity of this card. I should have mentioned that when you play 3 cultist spells, you draw Varus, and Momentous Choice, when you copy it, will count as 2 of those, and so if you copy it 4 times, you just automatically draw a Varus.
There's a price to pay.
I think we might actually just win. For all of my talking up Ashe is terrifying, they have no blocker and just take... Right. We have to kill them twice. Okay. And now all of their things are bigger, too. Yay.
All the world in one arrow.
And our Ashe is... Or, I'm sorry, and our Varus is teeny... He's so small. Just so small. I'm going to Momentous Choice again. Onto Varus, which will work correctly.
I am more than this. We are more.
Okay. Thanks, Varus. My mission here is to get this above 10. I would like to kill this Ashe. And we did. So, yes, because when we play one more spell, it'll give Varus +2/+0. So we're going to Furious Wielder. Furious Welder. We're going to weld the Ashe. Give our next ally +3/+3, which is kind of fun. And I'll play this Freed Colossus thing. It makes some gems. The gems are nice when you aren't drawing or aren't getting Momentous Occasion sometimes as a way to double them up. Like in this case, we just don't have a Momentous Occasion. We made a copy of Furious Wielder, though. So I am going to play this gem. One thing to be careful of when you're playing Varus is do not play Furious Wielder while you're attacking. The way the Darkened Bow works is that when it strikes, it resets. It goes back to just being a 0/0 equipment, and then it gets +1 power, or +2 if it's Varus is leveled, every time you play a spell. Any kind of spell, or equip an ally, but that doesn't come up as often. If you use that in combat, you will have a small Varus all of a sudden. Am I at lethal yet? They can have frostbite, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep pumping Varus, because pumping Varus is kind of like pumping this guy, because he copies or he raises power to that of the highest health equipped enemy. So I'm gonna attack like this, so it's less likely that like a flash freeze or anything is going to stop Varus from attacking, or at least hitting as hard. Or actually, not Varus hitting as hard, but the other guy hitting too. But basically, they're going to be able to minimize the damage less. Made it through Ash. I was worried about that level, and I guess I shouldn't have been. Living Legends is a very fun card. Fill your hand with random fleeting celestial cards. Refill your mana to full. Giving it a discount of 3 still kind of defeats the purpose. Most of the celestial cards you want to cast off of this cost a ton of mana, so it's a little tricky to use. We're just gonna reroll that. I don't like any of these. I don't want any of these. Servitude of Desolation. Summon a stasis statue to store all allied units and landmarks that died or were destroyed this round inside. I don't really want that either. Can I just get a spell that I like? Is that asking too much? Revive all allies that died this round, then rally, with summon a champion of my cost attached to it. That's really good. This targets, which is on theme. Oh, you know what, though? We're going to reduce the cost of this card. We'll take this. I kind of wanted to take this, though, but, like, it's going to reduce the cost when it makes copies of it, and then, like, we're getting kind of copies of useless cards that also, eventually don't make champions, because there's no zero-cost champions, so I'm not as into that. Too bad, though. Too bad. Now, who do we want to take here? So Lucian has... I might be taking this just because draw 1 on this spell is pretty good, plus it'll copy. That's a lot of card draw. But Lucian costing 4 kind of means he runs into Varus. On the other hand, Whirling Death isn't too bad. It also has heal. 1-drops with Barrier are weirdly good because they become really good blockers if you draw them later. And Draven has Savage Shield and makes Spinning Axes, which we can target. I'm not mad at it. Also, if we... Varus' power means that we'll copy Draven's axe, like Spinning Axe, and we can use that to flip Draven very quickly. Because we can just play 1 to copy it onto Draven, basically, assuming he's the biggest thing we have. If he's not the biggest thing we have, we probably don't care that much. Round start, create a random 3 or less cost celestial card in the opponent's hand, give it fleeting and reduce its cost to 1. And we have to kill it twice. Kill them twice. Or round start, grant the foe's strongest ally +1/+1 for each of their other allies, and round start, the foe gets a mana gem. I'm gonna go this way for the champion box, but like that's tough. Both of these levels, they snowball really hard. Zoe has spell sword or something like that. I forget what it's called. It's an item where whenever they play a spell, she gets +1/+1, and that's very strong. I'm gonna shuffle this back because I would like to copy that. I do not want to draw that, or I don't want to have that in my hand. Perfect. 2, 3, 4, 5. We win. If you just play a card every turn, you are in really good shape. Oh, hey, another 3. She doesn't have it here for some reason, though. Which is weird. She's just +1/+1 for some reason? Oh, because her stats are doubled, right. Still gonna hurt. Like, this is always going to attack us a few different times, but it's nice that in the Galio level, she is a lot harder, because she has the ability to become kind of gigantic. I am happy not to have to deal with that.
It's Draven time.
So we're going to combine this with our Fleeting Furious thing that is going to be gone soon anyway.
Time for the moneymakers.
Why did that not copy? Why didn't that make a copy? How does that... I thought that would. Was I wrong? Use the cost of... Oh, no, not that one. First time each round, you target an ally with a single target spell. Copy it on your strongest ally. Play, discard one. Give an ally +1/+0 this round. Is it because it discards the one, it doesn't count as a single target? Really weird. Or did it copy and I didn't see it? Like, he's a 3/2... Oops, not this. He's a 3/2 normally. Yeah, so he... Huh, weird. I don't know why that didn't copy. That's annoying. I thought that it would. Okay. Or, well, I suppose. There's still free spells, which is pretty good. Pretty useful for Varus. They gave her Spell Shield. Very stinky of them. I think they just have that in their deck. It's not even one of the, like, celestial spells they have to kind of, like, spawn, basically.
Watch them fly back into stars. Or reverse gravity and polarity and watch them get really confused.
Alright, we'll play Varus. And then I can use... Only targeted once. We're probably going to target at least once, and hopefully we'll draw a failure. We'll draw another thing, but we'll remove the blocker. I still think this is the right choice. I want to get a Momentous Occasion. Just because Momentous Occasion lets you flip Varus pretty quickly. It's very fun. Hey, asking you shall receive. So we will copy this a million times. Boop. I don't think that we really need this Mountain Goat, but I think I'll just discard the Mountain Goat. And we'll target Draven with that, so that he flips also.
The arrow of retribution will find its mark.
Varus is very dramatic.
Now we're
We have to kill them twice also. Is that how this works? Yeah, we have to kill them twice.
There's a price to pay.
So I guess, like, setting up for the long term does make sense also. We've now connected with 2 Spinning X attacks.
And I thought I was already perfect.
Draven is one of the original champions, so he doesn't get the cool cinematic, but it was a pretty good... That's a pretty good one for the early level up animations. I'm into it. End round. Oh, this is the news thing. Grant an ally elusive and Nexus Strike, draw 1. That's actually pretty nice, because it means we can block... we can use this to block something. We can use this to block 2 things, actually, because if we don't put it on the strongest ally, who at the moment who's Varus, then we can use something else to block. So we'll let this resolve. Basically, they should attack with their 2 elusive things, because the computer doesn't see the elusive, and then we're gonna copy like this. It's kind of, I think it's bugged. It'll like copy over here, it looks like, but it does it the right way. We're gonna block. Kill the Zoe, kill the other thing. Everything we wanted, really. I'll use a gem there, and then I'll play this Noxian Defender guy, or Defector? Is that what his name is? Noxian Defector? Sure. When I'm summoned or strike, create 2 Spinning Axes in hand. He's like... Draven is actually a very good backup Varus if we need him. Like a way to put a bunch of power onto something, like say if Varus dies and we have the Darkened Bow in hand. Because he's Overwhelm and Quick Attack and has a lot of potential plus power with the Spinning Axes if we want them. Even if they don't copy, they still will pump the Darkened Bow pretty well. I also appreciate that there's just like, it used to be like the Darkened Bow, and then like I think there was like the Darkened Sword too, or whatever. Maybe the Darkened Scythe, that was like Kane's thing. And now because of this lore expansion, there's just like the Darkened Harp, the Darkened Ballista, the Darkened Crossbow, the Darkened, you know, the Darkened Post-it Notes, the Darkened Darklight. I don't love any of these, but this is not bad. Also, it replaces itself, because if you play it first. We'll just play this, it'll copy, and we'll draw any drop of it. It's not bad. I don't mind that anyway. Also, we can use a fleeting copy of that to draw other copies of it. Draw both copies of it. And it'll cost 0. Because it already costs 1. So basically, like, we'll play it, it'll copy, and then we'll draw 2 more, and we can just play because they can't draw anymore, because they're all out of the deck. That's actually pretty nice, that it fully removes itself from the deck if we make a copy of it. I'm into it. So, I like getting Varus into play sooner. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that. Why do they all have the same thing? I don't want to have to kill things twice. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm nervous. Like, one of these opponents is not going to just die, like, incredibly quickly. And they all are going to flip themselves up, essentially, to big, scary mode as soon as we deal enough damage. I don't want to draw this. Kind of similar to... Honestly, I don't want to draw anything. Any spell. No! That was the exact opposite of what I wanted. Oh, but we get to start with the... we drew one of them. Too bad. I was going to say we get to play this. We'll draw the other 2, and it'll just all be out of the deck. It's great. Won't quite work like that, but... The +1/+2 is permanent, so... But we can just hold on to it for now. Oh, it was also not the first spell we cast, so it wouldn't have worked anyway. Okay. But we can play this next round. It'll copy, draw the other copy. It's not bad. Oh, or we can just play Varus. Well, no, we want to do this first, because then it'll copy and draw the other Zenith Blade. Zenith Blade? Whichever. And then play this Varus, who is not actually the strongest unit right now, which is kind of funny. But I'll just end the round. Not mad. We can play Varus, or can play Draven. How many times have you targeted things? 4 of the 7? He used to be 8 until this last patch. We're not going to kill them, so it's better to go for long-term damage. I keep forgetting that this is their fake-out health. This is their, you haven't even seen my final form yet health. After this is when things really get going or whatever. I can't play... Oh, because it has to be battling, sure. We are going to do this. It'll actually copy over here. This bug is weird. Oh, it gave this the item. Ah, didn't even think about that. And we can play... So we're going to draw some cards. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to do a thing.
A futile struggle.
There's actually a weird question of, like, should we attack in a way to... Because this won't kill them, right? It's only 15 of the 17. But that might be good, actually, because we would rather them not flip. Well, okay, that's too bad. I was going to say, we'd rather them not flip, because then we could... then they don't all have +1/+1 on their units, but apparently the AI thought of that and decided they didn't like that plan, so oh well. I'm just going to play that and copy Varus, or copy it on Varus and level them up. That way... How many cards do I have in hand? Cards in hand, 9 of 10, but this is going to go away. So we'll have exactly 10 cards next turn. Oh, good. And we can pump Varus. We can pump Varus up quite a bit.
Oh no, it's a ward.
What the fuck was that? I've never heard that before. Oh no. A sword. Okay. Calm down. Alright. They gave their stunned unit challenger. Very good, very good. This is currently our strongest unit, but it's not going to copy that way. We can, however, just have this strike like that. So she'll hit for 7, and then she'll get hit for 7 again. Also, I like that it Draven triggers off that. I didn't remember that. So that worked out pretty gosh darn well. I'm just going to play this. Doesn't really matter what it targets, because all of this is until end of round, but we do trigger the Darkened Bow for 8 times, so it's +8/+0 now. And then I can just, like, put that there. I want to get rid of at least one more card, so we're at 8. Because we make a copy at the beginning, or at the start of the turn, and I don't want to lose cards if I can help it. As it is, I think we can discard, pump, discard. Honestly, probably don't need that. Just so that we can make sure to flip Varus. And then we have a bunch of choices from here if they do anything, but the Fiora deck, because it has so much Challenger, doesn't really have removal spells. You have to carry a lot more about... Calm down, Dragon. You like, hardly won that.
Damn, I'm good.
It doesn't have much... The Fiora deck doesn't have much removal because of that. Like, you have to care way more about like combat with units and getting blown out that way than you do once their board is under control. There's not a whole lot they can do usually until they get things back out. When played or discard, grant all allies +1/+0. I guess it's not that good. I'd actually kind of rather take a unit just because, like, copying more and more things. Oh wait, hold on. I did just look at this though. Copying grant your strongest ally a random epic is really good. What I was going to say was, like, I want to control what we can copy, right? Because right now it's like we can copy Furious Wielder, we can copy Whirling Death, which is fine. We can copy Momentous Choice, and we can copy... what's it called? Zenith Blade. But, like, that's starting to get to be a lot, and I would like to control that a bit. Also, this doesn't seem that relevant. I'm gonna take this guy. We might end up cutting him from the deck, but that just means that we can use one card cut to cut everything. Eula's in the deck. I don't really like Attack Neb 1. I don't want to draw their cards usually. I don't want to go up to a 5th copy. I'll take this. It also makes it cost very little. Sejuani is the... Okay, so Sejuani is the mid-boss. So after this, we'll get our health back. That's really the only difference at this point. But also, they have when the foe summons a unit, granted +1/+1, and then round start, the foe gets a mana gem. Wow. Now, I have +1/+1 for every gold, so I'm a little inclined to just keep my Varus Gigantic, because I think we're going to need some Gigantic Vari. I'm going to go with Vari. And then... what do we cut? Is there anything that doesn't have an item on it? Only Momentous Choice. That's wild. Funny enough, that's, like, the card... that's, like, my favorite card, but I don't think we need to, like, actually worry about that. Noxian Defector's pretty good, also. Maybe the cut is actually Whirling Death. It's kind of the hardest to use. It's got to be specifically a battling ally, but it's also a very good card to have. Lunar Cultist isn't great. Maybe it's Gift Giver. Alright, sorry Gift Giver. We're getting you out of the deck. I'm keeping the Colossus because it's, frankly, it's bigger. Against Sejuani, like, size of units does matter quite a bit. Like, a Challenger 4/5 is at least a good size unit. There's like a 2/3 isn't. So I still kind of want to cut... long term, I kind of want to cut that card, but... I'm going to get rid of Ayula. I guess maybe I should have gotten rid of Noxian Defector because I don't have Varus. Which is funny. But... yeah, that probably would have been better, actually. So, we'll play the Mountain Goat. Mountain Goat's great band. They're going to attack. Their goal is to hit us a few times. Oh, they won't attack. Interesting. I wonder why not. It's very strange to me. Oh, hey, we drew Varus. Okay, well, now all of these things are kind of... All these things I was thinking about are way less relevant. It's too bad we drew this card. But it's not a bad thing. I'm going to play that here. Even though, because, again, bug, but... Visual bug. But this... Now these both can attack, because this became a 4/6, which is bigger than that. And Varus also got overwhelmed, which is nice. Thankfully, this is, for the first time this whole run, we get to play against somebody who we only have to kill one time. Like, whew. I'm just going to hold on to the gem. Might as well, like, if we don't draw, or don't get a copy, oh, interesting, of Momentous Choice, then we need to actually get there with, like, copying, only getting, like, 2 card plays out of our first spell each turn. Only. She is likely to pull this here in front of her. I don't think... She has Regenerate, Sejuani does, so I don't think we need to worry about pumping her up. Or pumping the goat up. The goat's just kind of screwed, to be honest. They do have a lot of units, though, and that's where it's like, maybe we do care. On the other hand, if she doesn't, we'll just take the 11, and we're going to put blockers elsewhere, and then we'd like to pump up 0. I don't think that I play... I actually don't think that I play... maybe play this. I'll play this. Okay, and then I think I'm going to play Noxian Defector, and then I'm going to copy stuff. But we can use this to actually just block somewhere for a clean block, and we'll take 11, 12, 13, like it says there. Which is a lot of damage, but not as bad as it could have been. Play this Noxian.
The child is gone, the butcher remains.
The child is gone, the butcher remains. And then... I'm just going to give Varus a bunch of plus power. I'd like him to be big enough that we can... Ooh, actually, we can use Varus' Chain of Corruption to smack him in the face soon. I guess I should also just play this, because why not? I forgot that it was a fleeting copy. I didn't, just because I don't have Daybreak doesn't mean I want to hold on to it. It's +1/+2. It's not bad. And any spell that can copy will do it. On the other hand, I guess, like, that also does it.
What good is mercy?
And what we can do... I'm going to use Varus' spell, Chain of Corruption, which will copy. We're only going to play it once still, but... maybe not, actually. Never mind. I lied. We'll still do it, because... I want to give this vulnerable, and give this +1/+1. And then pass.
My vengeance!
And then I can use this, now that it's bigger. This will fight that.
I am more than this.
Flips Varus, who gains Overwhelm when he levels up. And our Noxian Defector doesn't lose his power when he strikes, like Varus. So we can remove Varus' blocker for him and kill. Okay. So far, so good. We're kind of breezing through this because we can hit so hard with Varus that, like, the computer hasn't really had a chance to play anything. Now, that's not going to be true the entire round. Like, literally at the end, if nothing else, Aurelion Sol starts the match with 6 mana, and you don't get to, like, not play things before, or, like, run them over before they get a chance to play things. It's just not possible anymore. Summoning a copy of Varus is very, very bad, because the copy will have the Darkened Bow, and then you have to waste time putting the Darkened Bow onto the real Varus. I will, however, summon a copy of Draven, because that gives us a second Spinning Axe, which apparently we need. It's also a lot... I'm going to finish my thought. It's a lot easier to, like, guarantee we draw Varus, because if we basically ever draw Momentous Choice, we should get there. Once you play 3 cultist spells, you draw Varus. I'm laughing because Share the Bounty is the silliest card in Varus that you can get, or the silliest power you can get for Varus, I think. Because it says when you target an ally with a single target spell, copy it on your weakest ally, which should sound familiar because Gift of Corruption, or I'm sorry, Blighted Blessing is the first time each round you target an ally with a single target spell, copy it on your strongest ally. So now all of our targeting, the first spell we play that targets one thing copies 3 times, which is you basically have to play one spell to almost fully power the Darkened Bow. You really don't have to do a lot in a lot of situations, and you're gonna flip Varus in like 2 first card played each turn spells and 1 of anything else, because all of our things target. That was a very, very good pickup for us. I'm gonna put the Colossus back. We don't need it. Playing against Jin, who's all about just like targeting. Oh, too bad we drew one of them. I would love to see Momentous Choice as something we can put an item on, because I want more copies of this card usually. Like just having more ways to the hell. Oh, interesting. Having more copies so that we have a better chance of copying it into our hand each turn is very good. Also, it makes drawing 1 less punishing. So their power is the player's units have Nexus Strike, create a fleeting Blade's Edge in the foe's hand. Basically to try and help get Jin online. He has to play a lot of fast spells, slow spells, and skills. Interesting. Well, probably to no one's surprise, we're going to play Varus. Because now we can play our Furious Welder. I will just kill this thing. What's his legendary power? Round end, grant the foe's units +1/+1. Oh, no. But then we really, really want to control what's in play. Really, really, really. Oh, I should have played one of these because it would target 3 times. Damn. On the other hand, this will just target everything, so I guess it doesn't matter. I love when my decisions don't matter that much. It's very fun. You're gonna play Jin most likely, but they could play something that stuns. You know what? We're just gonna go like this. And we'll sit here and watch as the computer tries to process all of what's happening. Sometimes it gets a little, like, finicky laggy with this, where it's like, oh my god, too many things are happening. What is going on?
There's a price to pay.
That's why it's silly. Like, we did it. We did it, Joe!
Vengeance born on an arrowhead.
Vengeance born on an arrowhead. Kind of a situation where I don't want anything. Like, I guess I'll just take that. I don't want to waste all my rerolls yet. Ugh, I don't want to go to Karma. Our deck is not a deck for fighting Karma. Her power is everyone starts with all 10 mana gems available. We don't want to do that.
I accept your
Our strength is that our strength is that we hit like a truck as soon as the Varus can attack, right? Not really interested in trying to play a game against somebody who definitely gets to deploy a bunch of things. What's their power? That's what I'm looking for. The foe shuffles 10 level 2 champions into their deck and they cost 1 less. Oh. Well, okay. And then they have get a powder keg each turn, and the first time they start with less than 15 health, they get to put a Dreadway. Is it into hand? Okay, they put a Dreadway into their hand. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna take my time with the. Oh, okay. Calm down, Gangplank. Calm down there, Gangplank. We'll play our Mountain Goat, and probably just gonna use the Mountain Goat to kill those.
Look at this reality! Look how sparkly!
Oh. Okay. And I level up, grant your Nexus when you summon an ally, give its keywords. I don't think that works because it didn't technically level up for them. They just got a level 2 copy of it. Still weird.
Get your work, run if you don't.
It's kind of weird because I kind of want to just get all the... We'll just make a gigantic mountain goat right now. How about that? Because we're going to copy this a bunch of times. Mountain goat, do 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 do. Mountain goat, do 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 do. Then we'll play Varus.
So much power in us.
Get our mana back. And then I'm going to put that onto Varus. And it'll copy. I didn't even think about that. It'll copy those later. Huh. So then we can actually just like go like this and it'll flip Varus. It's kind of hot.
I am more than this. We are more.
It still copies from our the share the bounty power that we picked up. I feel like I'm playing a different game at this point. Like, I was playing Legends of Runeterra, and now I'm playing, like, Magic the Puzzling, where it's like, your opponent's got 50 life and a bunch of blockers. How do you win this turn anyway? Like, well, shit, I didn't know I could win this turn, but okay. Let's try it. There's a fun thing we can do here with Draven too, which I didn't think about. But we will definitely do it. So we're going to get 2 spinning axes right. And we also get a second Draven. We can actually use one Draven to level the other Draven.
By my honor, you must die.
Oh no, es a ward.
Draven is such a jerk. Also, that's gigantic. What the fuck? I was going to do this, but now it's like, do we? Maybe we just kill that. Like, how much of this is from that? Not that much. Okay, well, this got 0 anyway. Let's just kill Fiora, because I don't think having the 10-10 around is good for us. Okay. And then we can do what I was going to talk about, which was...
We deliver their
I want to
end.
put in as much damage as I can.
Let's boogie.
And we have to discard 2 cards, but that's fine. We can discard Breed Colossus. We'll put the plus power here onto the copy, I guess.
Time for the moneymakers.
And then we'll discard this. I'll save this because it's a way to redraw if we need to get a bunch of cards. Let's get attack 2, because why not?
Find me a flaring lump.
So this is going to get Overwhelm when it flips up. And it'll flip after hitting there. It's not enough to kill them, but it does deal a lot of damage, which I'm into.
What's my name?
Draven! So this explodes because it's an ephemeral copy. But then this one hits them. We get another spinning axe, another 2 spinning axes, jeez. And then we're done. So that was a pretty fun turn. Pretty fun. Now they'll have the Dreadway in hand, which costs 2 less because of a thing.
I rarely forget and never forgive.
Not that worried about this, I guess. Well, maybe I should be. Maybe I should be worried about that, but currently not. I'll just play this apparently 5/4 1-drop from something.
Splinter.
And how do we stop this? Because we would... Oh, this actually isn't that hard. So we will use this copy of Momentous Choice that we got to copy approximately 1,000,000 times. We'll wait for it to do its thing. It's going to be really annoying if it doesn't get to the right... Okay, perfect. I was like, if I was wrong in what was targeting where. And this becomes an 8. And we'll use this Draven's Whirling Death to have Draven attack it before combat actually goes through. And we get 2 more Whirling Death. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I guess I can just literally look at this thing now. I'm just gonna discard an axe to an axe and like kind of get that out of there, because otherwise we won't draw card. We will create a copy of something in our deck, this Furious Welder, and then... Ooh. Why did that have plus... Well, okay, bye.
What good is
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyway. They should just be dead. They're gonna make it rain. Kind of rude, but fine. Especially just because it hits our face for 4.
Damn it.
Like, that's damage I didn't want to take anyway. Oh well. But we got there. Oh my god. We can't end because Draven's still making axes.
one step
Calm down.
closer to retribution?
This has been a lot easier than I thought. But I'm still a little scared. I don't want that. This thing, if we gave this I start a free attack, it would just yeet itself into the opponent's face, or into the opponent's gigantic creature way too often. This is just terrible. I don't want that. I don't like any of my options here, but I'll take a stun that I draw one of at the start of the game, you know? Like, yeah, it's fine. Now, our Varus currently has something like +7/+7. +1/+1 for every gold, so it's +7/+7. Do we ground start, create a fleeting time and dedication in hand? So this will copy every turn 3 times the first time we play it. That's a permanent +3/+3 every round for 1 mana. I'm going to do that. That sounds good. That sounds fun. What do they do? When the foe's units attack, stun the player's weakest unit and the foe draws 1. Okay. I think this is just only... I think Yasuo's only in a story, so like I don't even remember playing against him, but sure. And game start, the foe adds a random item to each card in their deck for this game.
My destination.
Alright.
When I get there.
Might be a tough one. Might be a tougher one. We'll try. Shuffle, shuffle. Honestly, I don't want any of this. We'll take 4 new cards and figure it out, you know? Okay. Oh, but we drew that. That's not the end of the world.
Coming in hot!
The Yordle here.
It's not going to copy... Ooh, they're going to get to hit us for 4, too. It's not going to draw us the cards, but it will turn this into a 6/8. Oh, and we have the attack, so, like, yeah, absolutely. We just get hit him for 6 now. I'm into it. We do get this... Oh, we drew... Why do we always have to draw at the turn we're gonna do the cool thing, you know? I don't really care if that... what's it called, to Xenoploid this, but I'm gonna stun their thing. It's funny also that we're doing a better job of stunning the Draven deck than like the Draven deck is. Or I'm sorry, not the Draven deck, the Yasuo deck than the Yasuo deck is. I'm amused. I'm amused by it anyway. And then we'll just pump this 1,000,000 times approximately. Also, that doesn't... I mean, we want to use this when we have multiple things, so... Well, I kind of have to, kind of. Alright, so we're going to play this, which will summon 2 Dravens. We're going to try and do... Or, I mean, we probably just are going to do the same trick we've done before. Okay. I think the way that targeting works is, like, it basically... If 2 things are tied, it'll target... as far as like what's strongest and weakest, it'll target what's on the... I think it's what's on the left it considers stronger. So we want to target this one, so it'll copy there and there. I could be wrong on that because it's weird, but it looks like I wasn't. It's like there's rules for what counts as like basically getting copied. Or what counts as what for being copied. I'm going to discard these so that we can
Time for the moneymakers.
not lose cards. But then it also makes things easier. I mean, I guess I know which one now. But now we're actually going to target... actually, because we want to copy the weakest thing. Okay, we're going to target this, and we'll copy over here. So we get to draw a bunch of cards.
Who's gonna get in my way?
And we should do
Watch
that,
and learn.
I think. I don't know that it matters that much, but... Okay, I think they might just be dead.
Hold up.
They can stun something. Stinky.
Aurelion!
Okay. Deals 2 to our 18 power. This is our 2-drop, by the way. This is a 3-2 when we played it. Stupid. And this becomes a 6-8, and we hit them, and we draw 2 more of those. We did get to draw a card off that. That's not bad.
We don't want any trouble.
We don't want any trouble. So we are going to continue stunning the strongest unit, which is this Yasuo. That's nice, because this has Scout. It is kind of obnoxious
Mark my passage. Nice
that it
act.
sits around there,
Lose a bet.
though. Especially because it can't get into combat for Whirling Death. Ugh. I think we're just going to play this.
Life's the best teacher you'll get.
We'll go target that one, and then it'll copy onto everything. And then, because they might pass, I'm just going to do that. Doesn't matter too much. Oh, I forgot that it gives our things items too, right? So it gives a common item to our strongest unit, which is
Quick
this
footwork, fast
our
strides.
Grenadier 1319 guy over
Big
here.
blade for a little warrior.
Okay. Interesting.
Here's our chance.
I think they're doing this mostly just because they draw cards. This is like, that's why they only attacked with one thing. They basically decided, the AI decided that that was worth it. Which, honestly, they're probably right, actually. It's not that black. Alright. I'm going to play this here. And that'll copy to everything. Now, they have a bunch of mana, but they don't have a lot of space. So I'm guessing that they're going to just kind of wait around on attacking. Or for us to attack. Because that tends to be how the computer plays at this point. So, on the hope that they are not going to... that they're going to only have one way to stun something, I'm going to grab... I am going to put damage on these, and then I'm going to drag something here onto our weakest unit, which is the one that they're least likely to stun, so we can get rid of that thing. Perfect, we won. Okay. Weird, weird game.
Damn, I'm good.
And then I'm actually going to have to pause the video, and I will be right back, just because this is going to be a longer one, so be right back. Hello, everybody. Apparently I am chronically allergic to unmuting my microphone before recording. Rather than doing a full voiceover, the gameplay from here is definitely interesting. I think that I'll just upload it like this, and rather than talk over it, just kind of let the gameplay speak for itself, you know? Hopefully you'll still enjoy, and if anyone can figure out how many momentous occasion get cast at some of these points, I would love to see it in the comments.
but the first of many.
It's Draven time! Now we're cooking. Watch and learn. Draven down. Time for the moneymakers.
The time of machines is now.
Beware those who have nothing to lose! Their purpose and mine is clear.
Metal is perfection. Analyzing approach. Yes, of course. New materials, new improvements. Analyzing approach.
I know what we are. Don't stand against us.
My work.
need victims.
Ingenious. My work will change the world. Another brilliant design.
My beautiful face. Vengeance spawn on an arrowhead.
Ready for trouble? True power eclipses both day and night. A futile struggle.
I got big plans for this place. Bloodshed is the only way, isn't it? The arrow of retribution will find its mark. Time to collect. Don't stand against us. I'm ruined. I have the best job.
to shut you up. Explosives primed. Take them down, brick by brick.
Time for the moneymakers.
We deliver their end. There's a price to pay. What good is mercy?
Timing is everything. Dance with me!
And I thought I was already perfect. Ha ha ha! Now we're cooking.
Nothing can stop me!
Let me show you what I can do.
Noxus! There is no forgiveness.
Time for the moneymakers.
We deliver their end. One step closer to retribution.
Welcome to the League of Draven.
fuse is lit! Got something for him?
Playtime's over!
There is so much power in us. I am more than this. We are more! There's a price to pay. One step closer to retribution.
Every army needs a general.
Carve a path! Cut him down!
Just need a second.
us.
Here to watch the bloodshed, sir?
Here to win the war, soldier. Stand to.
I am more than this. We are more! What good is mercy?
This won't be a fair fight.
One step closer to retribution.
Naturally.
The skies darken with their approach.
The arrow of retribution will find its mark. Bloodshed is the only way, isn't it? We deliver their end.
The party has arrived.
Answer to me!
This is gonna hurt for you. You suck. Now we're cooking.
You will serve. Surrender to me. Only revenge will quiet our minds.
The heavens diminish without my attention.
Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides.
What good is mercy?
Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf.
One step closer to retribution.